In the early 2000s, Dodge were seeing massive success with their Dodge Vipers and their gigantic V10 engines producing 500 horsepower and 525 pound-feet of torque, making them an immediate hit with the fans. Due to this success, Dodge decided to use this engine in other cars in their lineup, and with the Challengers and the Chargers not making a comeback until later on in the 2000s, the only car they really had left that could fit an engine this big was the Dodge Ram. With that said, Dodge introduced us to the Dodge Ram SRT-10, now equipped with the Dodge Viper engine and a manual transmission attached to it, making this vehicle officially the wildest truck ever produced in my opinion. The Ram SRT-10 was meant to be a limited run edition which ended in 2006, as the idea sounded really fun, but the truck wasn't very practical, and around the same time that this car's production was ending, Dodge was introducing us to the Dodge Challengers and the Chargers once more, and both of these vehicles immediately received their very own SRT trims with the 6.1 liter V8 Hemi engine producing 425 horsepower, called the Dodge Challenger and Charger SRT-8. Simultaneously, the Dodge Viper skipped production in the year 2007 to focus more on updates for the year 2008, and focus they did, as the result was a brand new V10 engine, now being a 8.4 liter producing 600 horsepower and 560 pound-feet of torque, allowing this car to do the 0 to 60 in just 3.6 seconds. The SRT team at Dodge was working on too many vehicles at the same time, and because of that, Dodge decided to take some of the load off and announced the end of production on the Dodge Vipers altogether in November of 2009, meaning 2010 were going to be the final year for that car. Now this news definitely upset the SRT team, as they felt like this V10 engine was their baby and they had worked so hard to create it, and they would hate to see it just go to waste like that. So they secretly got to work in the back of the shop building a concept car on the Dodge Challengers called the SRT-10 concept. This concept was very simple: figure out how to fit this V10 engine in a Challenger body. So they got right to work ripping out the 6.1 liter Hemi out of a SRT-8 Challenger and replaced it with this engine alongside the 6-speed Tremec manual transmission from the Viper that could handle this much horsepower. SRT engineers also wanted to make sure that the Challenger could not only have a straight line performance with this massive 8.4 liter V10 engine under the hood, but they wanted to make sure that it could also corner as well. The engineers significantly retuned the 2009 Challenger SRT-8 suspension, featuring a multi-link short-term and long-arm front suspension with built-in manual tube shocks at all 4 corners. The front suspension cradle combines hydroformed steel tube side rails with a stamped box section lateral member to provide the appropriate level of stiffness as well. They also upgraded the brakes to these 4-piston Brembos alongside these 275 40/20 Pirellis, allowing maximum grip because this beast was definitely needed for all of those 600 horse-speeds. With the exterior finished off in an amazing tornado red paint, the design studio also gave the car a shaker style hood as well, and the shaker intake system allowed this massive 8.4 liter V10 engine to breathe and the driver an incredible view of the torque lean of the V10 itself. The team's hard work resulted in this one-of-a-kind V10 Challenger that could smoke any other factory muscle car in sight, but unfortunately for the SRT team, Dodge did not agree to build these vehicles as they did not think enough people would purchase them. Personally, I think they should have definitely made this car a reality, especially seeing the success they had just a few years later with the Dodge Challenger and the Dodge Charger Hellcats. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more content like this.